I've got the athlete that I hang out with. I've got the spirit that I pray with. You know, I've got the person that's adventurous that I travel with. So it's more lifestyle than it is the sexual connection for me. It's more like I'm not in a relationship, so I have more than one man I spend time with.
So whatever you don't get over here, you can get here.
Yeah.
Here.
Now my soul is actually monogamous, but because I can't find
what
that, stop.
Moral policing of what she's doing. She's saying what she wants.
What did she say
that's
she wanted?
morally wrong.
What did she say she wanted, Rome?
To you or to her?
No, let me put it this way. Her behavior would be detrimental to the black community.
100%.
If all women were 60, no family, no kids, just sleeping around, getting trains ran on them, I would not promote that to my daughter to be that way.
You do understand that's where it's going.
And that would be hell. That's the problem with promiscuity. If you got all of these different partners, now when you try to settle down with one, you got to compare this one for your life to the hundreds you've been with.
But like, would you ever do a story about polygamy? But being the woman who has
Who dabbles in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you dabble?
Yeah.
How is that?
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing. But
Neil
I'll tell
out
you,
here stealing your thunder though. Neil think he the guy now.
well, he, you know, listen. he can have the thunder because he's doing it for a whole different reason. Let me say this since we're bringing it up. My space in it, honestly, is because since I've been exposed to different cultures and different religious and spirit practices around the world, my thing is I haven't found a lot of men in America who are really appealing to me spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. So my thing is I've got the athlete that I hang out with. I've got the spirit that I pray with. You know, I've got the person that's adventurous that I travel with. So it's more lifestyle than it is the sexual connection for me. It's more like I'm not in a relationship, so I have more than one man I spend time with.
so whatever you don't get over here, you can get here.
Yeah. Now my soul is actually monogamous, but because I can't find that, stop.
Did you decide to dibble dabble in polygamy after that breakup you mentioned that took you to Africa?
It was before that.
Before that, okay.
Years ago. It was before that.
Wow. Okay.
It was way before that. And so me having a relationship after that was me trying monogamy again. And a large part of me was bored. You know, intellectually I was bored. Again, I want to travel the world. I wasn't finding a lot of African American men who are building their lives to do that. I even say now, when I meet men, I say, you know, I carry 5 currencies on any given day. How many currencies do you have?
Oh, okay.
Damn. God damn.
And that's not
And she talking down on the man.
a flex.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
But it's intimidating.
flex
Oh,
on
well, see, here we go with
It's
that.
intimidating.
Get my money up
It's intimidating.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. In the pandemic, when the American passport couldn't get us out of here,
Right.
That's real.
I gotta leave you because I got another passport. I got other currencies. Even without the passport, I wasn't even a dual citizen until 2022. In 2020, I went to 3 different countries because I had cash. I was prepared. I tell you, I got the email.
Right.
So I had cash in the currency. So, I mean, again, this is just my life, right? It's not like I'm trying to say
But she didn't
I don't
have
want
a-
an American
so what
man.
other passport
I'm just
did she
saying
have?
When you
my
land,
international
you can go to
life,
any
my
cash
global
currency
options.
exchange. Who y'all praying to?
Hang with the high rollers and you're going to see what happens. This woman says she got multiple currencies. She can do whatever she want to do, but she's also going to become an aging liability after a while, and those guys are not going to want to hang out with you like that. They might bust it down every so often, but do they really want to take you serious? And most guys who know that you bounce around from guy to guy, they in the back of their mind, they really not taking you serious. Like, yeah, you're a cool friend, but ultimately, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, why don't you go hang with that other guy? That's how most are gonna feel, even if they don't tell you that.
When you do all of this stuff,
Whoever she believes in.
who is it? Because I want more information surrounding that. She's monogamous in her soul, but she getting a train ran off for her 50th, bragging about it. Now she's 62, into this polyamory, but tried a monogamous relationship, but she was bored. That's why you're bored.
And she said she went out the country to find a man to align with her spiritually because there wasn't here an African American. But yet you couldn't find an African American somewhere else who can travel and align with you spiritually.
So I think the monogamous in her soul, I think that is her saying she wished she could find that one person to do everything with. Like that's what she really, really wants. So I think that's what she meant by monogamous to her soul. Like she yearns for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will never find someone that has 100% of what you want out of them. You never will. You might find 90. Damn near might find 95, but it's always going to be something that you wish could be changed. But I think it's best to invest in the best parts of that person instead of trying to change that person, because it's never going to be genuine unless they want to change. You can try your hardest to get a girl in the gym. Women, you can try your hardest to get a guy to become an entrepreneur, but vice versa. If it's just not in that person, it's just not in that person. It's going to have to come from them first for it to work out.
Don't take that away from her. So
Like an open relationship, you're saying?
No.
She wished she had one person to travel with, pray with, do all these things that she says she has different guys for. But she hasn't been able to find that. So that's why
because she's had too
That's Jesus at that point.
many experiences that trumped the next. And when the bar is set so high in all these different areas, the likelihood of any one person checking them all off
It's not.
is so low. That's why there's a piece of you that should not have exposure to certain things, right? And
Pieces that.
I mean, like if you're trying to get monogamous, you shouldn't have exposure to hundreds of partners.
Facts.
You shouldn't have exposure to so many different types of, I don't want to say spirit, because spiritual can kind of be tricky depending on what you can learn and lean towards and what you align with. But when you have, like, for example, in her case, so many different experiences and so much exposure in different areas, and this guy might be able to pray with you better over here, and this guy may be able to fuck you better over here, and this guy might be able to travel with you over here, and this guy's an athlete, so he's just, has more stamina than all the rest. Now you're sitting here looking at yourself and you're like, I don't know who to pick because one is better in one area than the other. Now I don't even know which area. That's the crazy part. She doesn't even know which area matters most to her. But she can't even decide and pick one.
She's overexposed herself to so much stimulation that she's desensitized herself at the same time and don't even realize you're never going to be able to settle on one because you've experienced too much. I think men and women, you don't need to expose yourself to too much stuff. Men, porn, don't do it. I'm telling you, like, don't get me wrong, every guy's gonna look at it possibly, or you're gonna see things online. You ain't gonna be able to get away from it, but try to limit yourself if you can from watching too much, because it will desensitize you. Women, if you can stop yourself from having so many experiences, I would advise you to do the same.
like the travel one.
I didn't get that from her, and I'm sorry. She kind of put me on her side with this, because realistically, I think when we get into a relationship with somebody, we do remember our past, regardless of we want the same thing from our past. But nobody on this panel is with somebody that is everything
You won't.
that they want.
That's
Sorry
called
to say.
gluttony.
You can call it whatever you want.
How's that gluttony?
Let's just
Because
call
it's
it
greed.
Okay.
How?
Because you want everything, but
That's true.
everything is not possible.
But you
true.
just said that she's having issues being monogamous because
She's had too much experience.
she wants
Yes.
these things. But what, I guess what's wrong with desiring your person to be able to? Because I think most people do desire that.
But they don't speak about it.
Well, I
Live in reality.
spoke
And
with
then you
Marie.
go home and you pretend that this woman is everything, and you're sitting there lying to her, and she's lying to you. She's lying to you to fucking feed your ego when she's been with a bunch of other dudes and you ain't it.
Right.
I spoke to Marie about this, and I said we were actually having a conversation about, like, what is a person's biggest downfall. And I told her my opinion is desire is the person's biggest downfall, because when you desire something too much, it can actually lead you astray from actually what keeps you grounded. So, for example, it's okay to live without, and I think that's what we got to start to normalize. It's okay to live without the experience of traveling all over the world. Maybe you just travel 1 or 2, 3 countries. It's okay to live without the experience of having the most magnificent sexual experience to the point where you have to go get a train ran on you for your 50th, right? It's okay to live without some of these different experiences, but everybody has the FOMO, and that's actually deteriorating their soul, their morals, and literally putting them in a position where they're forced to accept a life that they do not want, such as her saying she's monogamous in her soul, but she can't find the balance within it to accept that discipline that it requires to be monogamous.
So you
I'm not gonna lie, the brother is cooking. FOMO is fear of missing out, and a lot of people, you get in these spaces, you live life, you feel like you have not done enough or you haven't experienced enough, and once you do it, you're gonna feel the same way because it really was an empty experience anyway, and the only thing you just added was more trauma into your life. That brother was just cooking.
heard that she didn't like her life.
I heard that she.
Actually,
I heard that she.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, like she.
I didn't.
Because if you say I'm monogamous in my soul, then you ultimately desire monogamy, but she can't get it.
I think
But
that
she's
she desires it because
Yeah.
of her age, and that's what we have been traditionally taught to desire. But it goes against what she really wants.
I disagree with that because if she desired it for her age, she would have changed for her age. I think what actually happens is she desires something that she knows she doesn't qualify for. And because she knows she doesn't qualify for it, it's better for her to just accept her fate and live the way that she's living now than trying to reprogram somebody else to believe that she isn't what she is.
And don't think that her situation is all, smooth and everything is all dandy. Don't know. Those guys, man, that shit probably could be messy as hell. Some dudes hanging up the phone on her, I don't feel like talking. There is no telling how messy it is. It's not as smooth as you probably think it is, or she's making it to believe to be.
Including herself.
What do you mean? What doesn't she qualify for?
A monogamous relationship.
Yes.
So she wants to
Because of
make
what?
that relation. She wants to make that seem better than it is, even though that's not what she wants.
Yeah, but it's her life.
But
It's a terrible life.
if you want something,
To
but you're
who?
living opposite
To her.
to her, she wants something,
crying
but
on
living
the inside.
opposite.
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't
she
see
is.
it?
Yep.
That vein about to pop out her head. She was crying.
Aaron said,
She's sitting up there talking about, for my 50th, I had a train around on me. It was she's miserable on the inside.
Crazy.
Says who?
What woman want
Her.
Says her.
That's what. So
See, the brother with the yellow striped shirt on, I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to advocate because it's for her life, but people release trauma in different ways. And I do believe that woman probably is experiencing some form of trauma because once you've had those trains and all these experiences, it's pretty much empty experiences. And she said that she is monogamous at nature. Those guys aren't staying around forever. A lot of them guys not going to be at her deathbed. It's just a fun time for the moment. That's where when women do these, when they live these lifestyles out, the consequences come on the back end sometimes. And I think she is crying out. But I get what he's trying to advocate for, that of course everybody live the life they want to live. Hats off to you. But I think it's deeper meaning than that.
I just want to make sure that we're clear. The woman that can travel and do whatever she wants, pick up and leave, be with whoever she wants to be with, that she probably chose, and do what she wants to do.
And still want something completely different, is lost, confused, and scarred.
Especially on those lonely nights in her house or her apartment when the ball player or the financial spirit guy, whoever isn't there.
I was just
sitting
saying
up there crying lonely, getting that bullet or that rose ready, and she got nobody to hold her.
Who said that?
Dog.
Is that what you're saying? She's doing?
That's who's there.
But how do
The
you
man
know?
ain't there. The man ain't there.
It's 6 niggas. Somebody is there.
Someone ain't always there.
Yeah.
What?
She got to go find somebody with one of her 5 currencies.
She gonna have to fill more slots up.
Men.
And they still not always there because those men, she's on their roster.
Yep.
Just like they're on her roster, she's on their roster.
So it's a
They're gonna
mutual
be
understanding.
busy.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
and they're
okay.
gonna be busy. Someone's gonna be busy.
But the difference
That's why you have more.
And oh man, he just said that's why you have more. Why are you advocating? That's even more down. Okay, so she gonna have a hell of a roster because guess what? I'm pretty sure on those guys' roster, she probably like the bottom on the list. Probably. I mean, she's an older lady. She probably a nice older bust down, and she probably can get freaky from when y'all remember her on Baby Boy, the mom. But at the same time, they not choosing her probably just off the rip. Like, yeah, boy, I'm about to go bust down you first. They probably got other ones that's sitting above her.
There's 7
someone,
days
not
a week.
all of them.
But why? Okay, so Rome, I think there's a misunderstanding with the simple fact that she wants in her soul she didn't say her ideology, her brain, her lifestyle. In her soul, she wants a monogamous relationship, which means all of these people, even if she's having great experiences and different lifestyles with different men, they still don't add up to what her soul is craving. She's still having all these people are just voids that she's trying to fill and or distract herself from what she ultimately wished she could have.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's like what we saw with Neo. Neo was polygynous in his soul. So he finally went that way because he couldn't live with monogamy.
Yeah.
She's saying she's monogamous in her soul, but she's forced to live this way now because she can't get monogamy.
Big contradiction.
Neo said, I'm done with monogamy, and he went with his soul. Now he's happy. That's how I know she's not happy no matter what she puts on.
So it's just reversed.
But it's
not.
Because Neo has what's in his soul. She doesn't.
Yeah.
But before he had what is in his soul, he created broken homes.
And he wasn't happy.
So he found what was in his soul.
Right. She didn't.
And she's still not actively.
I think that's
what we're saying.
She's
She
actively
he
not.
found it.
Yeah.
She didn't. So he was unhappy with monogamy, just like she's unhappy with polyamory.
But it all sounds honest. It sounds like
Sounds good.
It's only honest because she's speaking on it. That don't mean that she doesn't want the monogamous relationship. She's just telling her experience, and from what we're dissecting it to be, it sounds like she want monogamy.
I think y'all are placing this definition of this moral policing of what she's doing. She's saying what she wants.
What did she say
That's
she wanted?
morally wrong.
What did she say she wanted, Rome?
To you or to her?
No, let me put it this way. Her behavior would be detrimental to the black community.
100%.
If all women were 60, no family, no kids, just sleeping around, getting trains ran on them, I would not promote that to my daughter to be that way.
You do understand that's where it's going.
And that would be hell. That would be detrimental.
Like women are just saying, I've been married, don't want to be married again, or I'm not getting married. And that's not just a black thing. That's like a national
That's
American
why people
thing.
have to change their ideology. Because you said no one up here has the person that's their everything. My current lady is everything I need. She's everything because of the way my mind is currently in my life. She's my peace. She's gorgeous. She's feminine. She does everything. In my point in life, I couldn't ask for more. And I don't desire more. I'm not looking in until she messes this up. If that were to happen. The way it is right now, it's if your mind is there for it, you can see it that way. But if you've been traumatized too much by too many experiences, it makes it that much more difficult to find that one person.
Do you think?
I think for a lot of men, I think that's very doable. I think a lot of men do think like that. Ultimately, granted, you have people online saying that a lot of men cheat, they seek outside. But ultimately, usually if a man finds a good woman that he really loves, he respects her, she respects him, they're not going to cheat. They're going to stay. They're going to be appreciative, especially if it's what he wants. He's not just going out there just running around just trying to dog her. And if he's just a regular dude, he don't even have the options to do it. It's usually the guys who are the outliers of society, the athletes, the rich guys. Those are the guys who can shake and move like that and dog the woman that he acquires that probably looks the best, even though he doesn't care because he can still get even better than that on a slow Tuesday. So
Think at any point in time that she has taken the trauma and found her truth through that?
No.
Not at
because
all.
of her words.
Thank you. What the fuck? Where are we at?
Her words. If she would have said, if she wouldn't have said, I'm monogamous in my soul, I wouldn't say nothing.
Exactly.
That, her saying that, lets me know the truth. It came out.
When somebody cannot combat what they desire for the opposite end of the spectrum, means they're not living in their truth. For whatever reason it may be. It could be she's traumatized. It could be she's whatever the hell. But the fact that she is a living contradiction of her soul, a living contradiction of her soul, it is impossible for anybody to see or say and believe accurately that she is fulfilled with her current decisions with the partners for whatever, how many partners that she has.
Can I just argue that maybe she is happy with this poly situation she got going on? Because genuinely, she did seem like this is what she's happy doing. I think that she, through that in my soul, "I'm monogamous" line in there, just to like clean up the act a little bit. And I think y'all focus too much on that one line.
Y'all can't survive in court. I promise you.
No,
y'all-
honestly,
This is a woman who bragged about getting a train ran on her.
So
late
that's why I
50s.
think she enjoys this shit.
So she's lying
Why would
about
she need
being
to clean
monogamous.
anything up
Yes.
though? Why would she need to clean up the act when she?
No, because she said now all of a sudden I'm the queen of trains. Like she's
That was
getting
after.
So living your
she's
truth,
getting
you already got it.
Okay, and that's-
that interview was like 6-7 years ago when she said the trains.
right, but she said it in that interview just now. She was just like, well, all of a sudden now I'm the queen of trains, and she's getting flack for the behavior or the enjoyment that she gets out of this
From her life.
from her life that she's living. Truthfully, she didn't even
And
have
if
to say that
if you don't wanna
one
be with
liner.
her, why does it even matter to you?
What are we talking
What?
about?
It's about influence. I don't think he really gets it. It's about influence because everybody who has a platform who can advocate for something and people can follow towards that. If it's gonna be detrimental for them if they hit that age, just like the guy said earlier, if you got the black community, if all the older women were acting like that, it would be very destructive.
Nah, but
No,
her
she's
story
not.
is viral. That's why it matters, because she's gonna have other women thinking that this is the way to go. Let me not get married. Let me not get the black nuclear family. Let me just be a hoe in my 60s and get trains ran on me for my 50th and 60th birthday,
But desire
It's not the
monogamy.
same.
which would be extremely detrimental. No black family. Just get trains ran on you, have a good time, be
If
a cum
that.
dumpster.
Sound about it?
Oh, sounds like we've beat this
A
horse.
train at 50 is ridiculous.
I don't fuck dudes.
All right, man, that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the hell out of that segment. Wow, y'all. That's why I say, man, people think that we be trying to police women on what they supposed to do. Man, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. I do not. I'm not gonna say I do not care. I do care because I have daughters myself, but at the same time, I can shelter my kids and I can raise them accordingly. But for y'all out there who already living y'all lives, y'all already at a certain age, y'all know y'all want something, or y'all could have had something and you just ruined it. It's detrimental, man. It's detrimental for the ones coming up who think that it's just gonna be smooth, everything's gonna be okay. I'm always gonna have guys around, and it ain't like that. I know a lot of older women that ain't got no guys around. They're not thinking about them. So I think it is best for a lot of women to get around men that really care about them, that want to support and care for them. Because ultimately, if it gets to the point where you just still on the rat wheel of the penises, it's gonna be a sad and lonely road. Let me get y'all thoughts on this, man. Y'all comment on the video below. Y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you sub to my other channel, Jay About the Business, for vlogs. I will be having my first vlog up with my wife. We're doing a movie review on a date night situation. So yeah, man, y'all dive into everything. Make sure y'all tune into the podcast on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. And I'm also going to potentially be having a ladies' night Sunday night, possibly around the same time, all ladies panel. So anybody listening to this, if you any women out here, if y'all interested in getting on that panel, please make sure y'all DM my co-host _ let her be great. And until next time, y'all, peace.